There is a difference. Adapted from a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. Narrated by Autumn Holly. The gray clouds of April gave way to brighter and bluer skies of early May. The transforming landscape shift from golden browns to various shades of green, dotted with patches of warm colors. Sounds of nature complemented the scene, and the whole earth seemed to cry out, "Spring is finally here." Along a certain dirt road, an apple tree opened its first blossoms of pink and white on a single branch. The branch caught the attention of many traveling the road, passing by her. Each stranger gave her praise for her beauty and her lovely fragrance, and the branch grew proud. Then it happened. A princess rode by. Inspired by the scene, she picked the little branch from the tree. With great care, she rode with it up the road to her palace. Then up winding stairs, the princess carried it up a tower and set it in a magnificent vase next to a window overlooking a garden. The princess paused to admire the branch one last time before leaving. "You are truly a beauty to behold." Left alone, the apple branch began to look out the window at the variety of flowers. The apple branch noticed they were all different. "Some flowers were more beautiful than others," she observed, "and some more ugly. I am so glad to be an apple branch full of blossoms, and not some lesser plant." But once she noticed with pity, how unhappy this tiny herb must be. And oh, what a difference there is to be made. If no one pointed out these differences, then we would have to be equal. The apple branch cringed to think of life as one of those weeds with a name as ugly as her sight. Dandelion, the apple blossom shivered just saying it. Lion tooth is no name for a flower. There is a difference. A sunbeam entered the window, gently kissing each blossom on the apple branch. Just as she did, each of the dandelions and all flowers in the fields and on the hills. "You don't see far nor clearly. Why do you despise the dandelions so?" "They have no use nor beauty," said the apple branch, for it had not occurred to her that good could be hidden from her sight. "They grow along banks and in fields so commonly. They are but a weed." The apple branch had said, thinking only of others' judgment and not considering God's love for everything. And she continued, without the least hesitation. "And the other common names, it is known as shown, how unwanted it is. Puffball, cankerwort, and even swine snout. I am grateful to not be one of them." Just then, the noise of children rose over the hill. The youngest of them were gathering handfuls of dandelions and exchanging them as tokens of friendship. Some older girls sat there to bead the long stems to make golden crowns for their heads, while others still showered the fields with a wish and a fiery blow to the whites of one gone to seed, that scattered and fell like a flurry of summer's snow. The sun's rays brightened and warmed as if smiling for the playful children. "Can you see the beauty of these flowers now?" The apple blossom would not. "They only amuse the children," she replied. Just then, an old woman was seen digging up dandelion roots with a dull knife. "There," the beams of sun said, "this woman means to make a poor man's tea for herself and those she cares for, and sell the rest for healing herbs." With a sigh of disgust, the apple blossom argued, "And yet, by my beauty, I have been brought inside this magnificent palace. Surely beauty is most treasured." The sun explained, "God in his wisdom has given each of his creations a purpose and use of man. Some for food, or for clothing, others for taste, smell, or to please the eye. It pleases God that he has given these things to gladden the hearts of his children." "That is your opinion," retorted the apple branch. Just then, the princess re-entered the tower room, with a servant following behind. In her cupped hand, she carefully carried something she clearly intended to protect from even the slightest wind. The princess brought it next to the vase of the apple blossom and set it gently on the table. Then the apple branch saw it was a dandelion, white with age, and the princess was sure not to lose a single seed. After placing it, the princess stepped back to view it. Look at God's work in these intricate patterns of the bristles. Surely this is a hidden beauty few look close enough to discover. I want to paint it with the apple branch in the background, whose beauty everyone recognizes. But this humble flower has been blessed by heaven. Both are gifts with beauty, but in different ways. And the sunlight from heaven kissed both the dandelion pappus and the apple blossom petals the same, whose petals seemed to blush a deeper pink.
If you enjoyed this Regifted story, please be sure to like and subscribe.